You screwed up the miniature video, Caleb!
Oh, hey, Crinkle.
You didn't have any skeletons or
What?
zombies!
I thought it was a good video.
Literally, everybody had the same answers, Caleb!
Here's some results from the web.
No, you're being lazy!
Kringle, I tried my best to make an interesting video that was unique.
Good, just redo the video!
Fine! I already said I was going to do another
No,
video.
I'm sick of the excuses!
I already said I was going to do another video. God damn it, Kringle, what the fuck?
So these were the choices of miniatures from the comments.
You know, I was a little bit shocked that people actually chose skeletons. I have the start of my skeleton box. After I get all my skeletons organized, they go in here. I like to use the more advanced skeletons, or just use skeletons in a very creative way, aka the flaming skeletons or the halfling skeleton in the treasure chest thing, which I love doing. By the way, I really love the four-armed guardians. That just seems like classic D&D to me. But to start out with skeletons for D&D games, it just seems a little bit confusing to me. In any case, you can get some of the old Hasbro sculpts in the D&D board games. Mantic does some very nice skeletons. And of course, Reaper has some very cool skeletons as well. The big troll skeleton is on the left from the chainmail line. Then you get two skeletons from the Mantic line. And on the right is the skeletal halfling, which is a big hit. And that's from Reaper. Orcs, again, I didn't know there was maybe so many people new to the hobby that orcs were still a thing that people would be interested in using. I like to be a little bit creative with orcs because I just kind of expected that people would be sort of sick of dealing with the standard Lord of the Rings style monsters. Two big old Reaper orcs on either side. In the middle, you can see those lovely and very inexpensive EM4 orcs from the old Grenadier game. Very fun to paint up. If you're looking for El Cheapo orcs, EM4 orcs are an excellent place to start your painting practice. Goblins. Really? I'm like, I guess we're gonna hit the triad of like basic D&D monsters. I love goblins, but for miniatures to start out with, I mean, don't you want to like try something else? Maybe experiment with what's out there? I mean, there's so many cool goblins, though. If you are interested in starting your hobby, you can get some of the old school Hasbro goblins, such as the one on the left in the D&D board games. I do, however, love the unpainted Reaper Bones Pathfinder goblins. The big watermelon-headed Pathfinder gobos are pretty great. You can find them in the unpainted WizKid stuff, as well as the Reaper Bones ones. You can get a decent paint job with over-exaggerated miniatures like this. And here's some of the old Caesar goblins. These are some of the first miniatures I ever painted. Caesar miniatures usually do historical stuff, but their little tiny goblins are a lot of fun to paint as well. I am so glad somebody said Bugbear's the most underrepresented of the goblinoids. I love these smashy boys. You got a Reaper Bones Bugbear on the left there that I painted a very vibrant orange color when I was experimenting with different colors. Love that sculpt. You got one of the pre-painted Bugbears from WizKids in the middle, and you have one of the older Bugbears on the right from Hasbro. I absolutely love these guys in their many incarnations. Also, I think it's neat that they use like these big, huge weapons, like big, huge clubs and stuff. And a lot of people don't understand why that would work with a creature that's supposed to be stealthy. Just Google search some of the trench weapons that they used in World War II. I mean, that's the kind of stuff a Bugbear would use. I really don't like it when people's like, oh, if you're going to have a stealthy character, they always have to use a dagger or a sword or something. Actually, a big old maul or a mace or something would actually work out really well. Thematically, it just sort of makes sense to me. Traditional zombies are great and all, but you gotta love all the varieties of undead that are available in D&D. The ghouls, the ghasts, very similar looking undead enemies, such as these lovely ghouls from the Chainmail line. But you know what? They act very differently. Oh yeah, and here's some ghouls from the... This is from the Ravenloft D&D board game that I painted up. Similar thing. Oh, those goofy ghouls are always snacking on human body parts. Here's some a zombie from the D&D board game. The one in the middle is a more recent WizKids, I believe that's a Ravenloft zombie pre-paint. And the big boy is from Reaper. And we have some very interesting cool mini or not zombies from the Black Plague board game. Multiple people said giant rats, which, yes, there is very creative uses for these miniatures, and frankly, there's some really nice sculpts out there, such as this Reaper Bones giant rat. Don't mind if I do, I love me some dang old cultists. So many miniatures you can just easily adjust to make into cultists. And so many miniatures that are ready-made, such as these miniatures, which are from the Magic the Gathering board game. Oh, the days when that was on sale for $5 in a bunch of locations. Ooh, you can still find that around in thrift stores all the time. Yeah, some sweet miniatures from that game, easily made into cultist mooks. Magic users actually really inspired for D&D games where the players are trying to power game. Enemy Magic users can shut those players down in many ways, and there's an amazing assortment of miniatures out there. We have a Reaper Bones one, a Rebel Miniatures one, that's a metal miniature, and then we also have another lovely Pathfinder Reaper Bones miniature. Ooh, mind flayers. They are very popular nowadays, and good reason. What an amazing and interesting D&D monster. Many such miniatures. You got the old Hasbro sculpt from the D&D board game on the left. You have a Reaper Bones Mind Flayer in the middle, and then you have the EM4 pre-painted Mind Flayer metal version on the right. They also sell that as an unpainted miniature now, so yeah. Oh, Gonathor, I have failed you because that is what used to be my lovely green-tinted gelatinous cube over on the left, which, because I didn't use the right sort of acrylic material to tint it, it is now a yellowish color instead of the amazing green it used to be. Oh, such a shame. The one in the middle is the classic Hasbro gelatinous cube, which used to be quite expensive, but I think because the one on the right came out, it's less expensive now. The one on the right, of course, is the newer WizKids pre-painted gelatinous cube, which is also available as a unpainted Gnoll miniature. So yeah, love the gelatinous cube. What a unique D&D monster, and what a fun thing to introduce to new players. Wolves. D&D wolves. Oh, a lot of uses for this crafty miniature monster. We have a Mage Knight wolf on the left, a D&D pre-paint, and the next two are painted wolves from the D&D board game, and the one on the right, that is a newer WizKids pre-painted wolf. Lizardmen. I really enjoy the 5e take on lizardmen. And it's really fun to have them kind of as this neutral party that may be a traditional monster or might be in the process of fighting other monsters, so they could be bargained with and all this other stuff. Yeah, plus lizardmen miniatures are generally pretty cool. Just check out these basic Reaper Bones miniatures. Gnolls, or Gnolls, no matter how you say it, these horrific demonic hyena people are some of the most aggressive enemies in D&D, and there's some great miniatures, including the lovely chainmail miniatures, 2 of these from my collection that I painted up. The one on the left clearly showing the taint of demonic power with the demon foot and the horns. Ah, such great miniatures these are. Well, those were your picks for miniatures, and I gotta say, I agree with most of them. But please check out some of the videos from this channel, because sometimes the best miniatures are some of the ones that you get randomly from board games. As you can see here, we got a Conan pirate, we got some samurai from Cool Mini or Not. We have these amazing blue guys with the bone weapons from the Rune Wars expansion, and we have another zombie from the Black Plague Zombicide game. These are all just random cheap finds, and you can kind of build your own monster based on the miniature. Yeah, that's really what this channel is about. And in fact, that's how most D&D miniatures came into existence. Finding random miniatures and making them into something for D&D. That's a good spot to stop. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thank you for everybody who left a comment talking about their favorite miniatures to start out with in D&D. I might ask some fellow YouTubers what they think. So look forward to that. New crafting stuff coming out soon, as well as some talks about the ever-rising costs of D&D stuff. So stay tuned.